and now for something completely different. Welcome to South Park and the Stick of Truth. What is going on, friends, family and future people? So this time I thought I would do something completely out of pocket and do a sort of review type thing on South Park The Stick of Truth. Now, to be fair, this was a bit of a spare at the moment buy, shall we say, because not too long ago me and a friend of mine, we were talking about South Park and just how utterly brilliantly funny and everything it is, and it really did get me thinking too. You know something, I would really like to play South Park and the Fractured But Whole when it comes out, which I'm been advised is pretty soon. So I did have a little think to myself and I thought, you know something, we'll pop on the PSN store and get it. And when I did purchase it, it came with the fact that this game, The Stick of Truth, came with it free. And I do apologise, you are about to see me materialise out of Mr. Slave's mouth. I know. Don't ask where I was and how I entered. That, I'll leave it to you. But it got me thinking, would I actually play this? And then I started having a bit of regret, thinking, well, apparently the Fractured But Whole is a little bit like this, so would it be something that I would play? So I did sit down and I've got to say, I did really enjoy this. Now I do know that the game footage you are seeing is, I will advise, towards the end of the actual game, and there is spoilers in this, so I do apologise again. But if you like South Park, then I've got to say you will find this absolutely brilliant, because there are so many references from series past that I've got to say it did keep me chuckling for the few hours that I did play, because it was just so hilarious. I could honestly, there were moments in this that I just thought, wow, can they actually put this in a video game? How was this not rated 8? Well, I'll tell you the truth, I don't know if it was rated over 18 or not. I know that like with Call of Duty and things like that, they are rated 18 because of the violence and that, but this is obviously kids playing, so I do not know if this was rated over 18 or not. So if there's any children out there who do go to play this, I do apologise. But this is why I do like it, because you have got a system of where you can pick your own weapons and you can add things to them to make them stronger, give them extra abilities, and really make them your own. Like here we go, look, I've got some lawn darts on the go and I'm trying to find a patch which I think will enhance the weapon and the way I do play. And obviously I'll still play this the way I do any other game, run home straight in there, always looking for the kill, never really making that substitution. And this is what they call your special abilities. You do unlock these as you go through the game. If I think right with this, it is through the friends you make, and the more friends you make, the more abilities you can unlock. And my favourite one was the Ramshambolian. And then this is the extra abilities, which is, I think this is the one really where it comes up with the amount of friends. And some of these, them hit and miss, but you can only get a limited amount of friends, so you will not ever fill this completely. It is impossible. Believe me, I've tried. But you will get a selection of friends we can play with. Obviously you've got Stan, Kenny, Kyle, Butters and Jimmy. My favourite, to be fair, is Butters, just because I do like his Professor Chaos finishing stance, his ultimate move, should I say. And I am so sad to say that the bad guy is Craig. In parts of it, the ultimate bad guy you will find out in this, and it is mainly towards the end. But yeah, my namesake, the name I've had for the past 30 odd years. He's the bad guy, and it's hard. And also Clyde, and look what they've done to poor Chef. I mean, you cannot imagine sucking on his chocolate salty balls like this. He's all green and gooey and Nazified, which is part of the plot. One of the parts of the plot is there's a goo that leaks into South Park, which when people touch it, they turn into Nazi zombies, which I tell you now, absolutely killed me. And yeah, it's just great. The battle system is quite good. You do have to keep an eye on what you're doing, because you do have to press buttons at specific points to make sure that you get the best of the abilities, to make sure that you can hit combos, and to make sure that everything does run smoothly. I mean, here you get to see one of my favourite ones, Ramshamboing. You have to keep pressing X when you see him hit the fist, and then again to get that bonus kick. If you don't, the move does ultimately go awry, and it does mess up. Same with this, up butters, see the ping, press the thing. It makes it so you have to always be on cut. Look, like there, I wasn't paying attention and I did get bit to start off with, but I do pull it back. It does make it so it is very, very immersive. You can't just press and leave and then not bother again with it for a bit. Like with the darts, look, hit it every time you see the ping, you get multiple shots. If you miss, you only get the one. And this is what I do like about. This is what I did like about it, because it kept you always focusing and immersed on the screen, and it was quite good in that respect. Because to be fair, I just expected to press a couple of buttons and just leave it be, and that'd be the end of it. But and here we go, beating Isaac Hayes' Chef into submission, and children, what have I done? But like I say, it is a rather fun game, and look at this. Look, I had to make sure that I could do the Dragon Roar, which, yes, I know it's pinned from Skyrim. I do play Skyrim. Well, I did. I haven't played it for quite some time. I might have to get back on it. But if you don't cop it in time, it does burn you to death. Chef does burn you to death. But once again, Chef, as you think on this, is going to be the ultimate challenge, because he's the Nazi zombie. Really, it really isn't the ending on this. And I've got to say, that is something that did disappoint me with this. It was very, very, very short. I think that I'll clock this, I wouldn't say within 24 hours play, but within a day's play. And I did put it down quite a lot, because it was it was on the weekend. And yeah, that did disappoint me a bit, because I thought with this there'd be quite a lot to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things to collect. There are quite a few side quests, and some of them can be hell of annoying, especially when you can't fight goddamn hobos. But I would say that it would be better if there was more to do. A lot better. Just because when you do finish the game, unless you've left some of the little side quests for yourself to do, there is nothing to do on there really. And it is poor in that aspect. I mean, even because the little dolls you have to collect, the Chip Pokemon, whatever they're called, there are certain ones of them which, if you do not get within the missions, you do lose forever, and that is such a shame, because I am a completionist and I would like to have got them all. And yes, I did play Pokemon. Sometimes I still do, to be fair. I mean, I have got Sun or Moon. I've got one of them I completed it and just absolutely left it, because it started to bore me now. And that franchise absolutely rubs me the wrong way when they release Ultra Sun and Moon. I mean, why not just, if that's the final version of the game, why not just release that? It's weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that people don't work for free and everybody's in this world to make a bit of scratch, but it's with any game that it knocks me. I mean, why release one version And then a couple of weeks later, oh, you see, if you'd have waited, you'd have got this Ultimate Edition with extra bonus features, more levels, more this, more that, more the other. It just absolutely grinds on me. And it's like, well, why bother? It's like, I know there's a massive controversy at the minute with loot boxes and things on games, because technically companies need them in there for you to fully pay for the game. They do say without those you would pay extra for the game, which, I mean, discuss this in the comments. What would you rather do? Would you rather pay extra for a full game where you don't have to pay to win, or would you rather have the loot boxes for a chance to pay to win? And I do apologise here, I do have to do a massive cut because this old guy gets completely naked and there's a lot of the content I have to cut out. And as you can see, for some reason this is your final massive fight, Princess Kenny. And I've got to say, some of this art style on this is absolutely brilliant. Look at it, proper manga like, and it's so out of character for South Park. It's just absolutely hilarious. And this is it, this is the final, sort of. As you can see, me and Stan cutting a zombie Nazi unicorn's head off, and his dog, I cannot remember his dog's name, but I know he was gay in one of the things, just dragging its head off. But I cannot remember Stan's dog's name. Oh, that's really going to bug me now for some time, that is. But yeah, like I say, it is a shame that the game is so short and there is nothing to do afterwards. But them's the breaks, I suppose. For their first outing onto, I think it was released on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 first. I'm not sure about the Xbox, but I definitely know about the PS3. Then, to be fair, it's a good little adventure game. Cannot knock it. For South Park fans, absolutely brilliant. But for people who do obviously like to play and do this sort of thing a lot, then it is short as fudge. Look at that, I love that chicken with all them butts or breasts from Dr. Mephisto. And there's the wrecked little town of South Park. But yeah, now I'm going to shut up for a bit and just let you enjoy some of the cinematic ending of this and run through the credits, and then I'll be back in a bit. So there you go, Stick of Truth. And this is how you start back again. You start back in your bedroom with that little hole up there that it is in the game, and it pulls it up and it takes away from the game. Because why wouldn't you want to go back and revisit some of this stuff? Although that is one thing I will say in this: collect absolutely everything. and try as many toilets as you can, because believe it or not, using the toilet does give you weapons. Bit weird as to why, but they do. So yeah, try every weapon possible, but this is the biggest problem with it. Like I said, there are a few little side missions you can do afterwards, but there isn't enough in it. I mean, from the start of it, you've got like the little faction between Cartman and Kyle with the wizard and the elves, and it used to be sporadic. At any time, elves could pop out and you could start a fight, which was absolutely brilliant. But because the two factions do come together in the film, in the game, it does spoil it after a bit, because you still want to have that little bit of surprise every now and again and have somebody jump out at you for no reason. Like, why would you collect the broken light bulb shard? I mean, it's weird. And there's Mr. and Mrs. Cartman. I mean, look at that. Your base is absolutely sparse. Kenny! He's back to normal. And the stick's gone. But where? Now you know where it's gone. And there's the map of South Park, but this is like, this is it. There's nothing really now left to do. I mean, in a bit it will show a little bit of what's left within the game, but really there isn't much ado about nothing, shall we say. I mean, look, you're just wandering around smashing things, collecting all these little bits and pieces like bottle caps, broken light bulbs, bits of plastic, and that's about as far as it goes. There is nothing else left in the game. And to be fair, you can take all those little trinkets and go and sell them to either the base in Cartman or Kyle's, but that's about as far as it goes. I mean, look at that, went to go and buy some extra food and that there for your health and your mana and whatnot, but after a bit it's just useless, because there's no need for it. There is nobody left to fight. I mean, look at this, I'll swing at anybody to try and start a fight on this, but nobody actually takes up the mantle. I mean, they either just get disgruntled, or they just run off, and it's so strange. Oh yeah, and you will notice every now and again it will come up with Canadian dollars, because you do go and visit Canada, eh? And you go and see Terrence and Phillips. Yeah, Terrence and Phillips. Look, I am a South Park fan. I ain't the biggest fan on the planet, but yeah, you're still going to get to see TMP in the land of Canada. I mean, look at that. There's one of the people I was actually looking for to finish one of the side quests, a hobo, and you have got to attack first to get the first attack in. If you let them attack you first, you've near enough had it. And I don't know why, but they dragged an innocent rat into it. How disgraceful. But this is where everything from the past part of the game becomes OP. I mean, I do this curb stomp thing here, near enough wipes them out. Definitely wipes the rat out. Couple of moves into it now, and in a bit they are going to absolutely just not win, trust me. But you do become very overpowered, and with these little side quests that are left, they're basically still at the same level they was when they should have been there, and they're just really, they've got no, there's no real get out for them. I mean, look at that. It can, the battle part, it can get repetitive and a pain in the backside after a bit. I mean, look, you can level up health and everything in one move and still use a move, which is great, don't get me wrong, to start off with, but like I say, after a bit it can get very repetitive and a bit stale, and with not much left to do after the game's finished, it is pretty poor. But hopefully the Fractured Butthole has improved on this, and Matt Stone and Trey Parker got the gear together, and this is one of the newer parts of the elements where you get to fight giant bats. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a step up from fighting hobos and rats, but it is still minor things with rather low health, if I'm totally honest. I mean, there's what, 6-ish things there, I think, or 5 or 6 things there, and you cop a block on some of them, you get to attack straight away. And technically, like as you'll see, all I need to do is that jumping curb stomp thing, and I'm pretty sure they're near enough all die. Yep, there you go. Game over in one move. This is one of my favourite things though, doing this rumbling massive bot to burp to make things explode. And I really thought I was in for a right fight here with the giant crab. Nope, I'll make friends with it, because you can all add to your friend thing. But that was interesting though, the crab clothes you do get, because yeah, you can collect items of clothing which do give you massive amount of beneficial things on there, but again, it's nothing massive. Now you do find a lot of these to fight after the game as well in the Lost Forest, but again, as you'll see, I can get attack first, do the ground stomp, nearly kills them, they're stunned, which means I get another go, use my lawn darts, make them bleed, and they're just near enough dead. But I will say, if you are going to play this for the first time, be very, very careful, because if you get one of these left on the lonesome, they can howl and call for backup, and that can go on for some time. I mean, when I was pretty low attack wise, it did, there was one time where it did take me a good 10 minutes to get rid of, I think it was about 1 or 2 of them, because it just carried on and on and on, which is why you see me use an item there to replenish the ability to do it, because like I say, it just went on and on and on and on and on, and one quick axe swing again, wiped out. 3 enemies, 1 person, and this is only because I forgot to put Butters back on as my character to help. And this is another one of the side quests in Jimbo's shop, which can be accessed super early within the game. But again, this is classed as a sort of miniature boss, and even this doesn't really last that long. I mean, this is why I only use Butters' little hammer strike, because don't get me wrong, Butters' hammer strike does deliver one hell of a blow. I mean, look at that, it's damn near stronger than mine. But here we go, Professor Chaos, which is one of the funniest things ever. So I don't know why they do that silly little action with a butterfly, but this would be nice to keep, to be able to skip, not being having to go through all the animation every goddamn time, because it is super duper repetitive if you can and you know how to use it. But yeah, I do hope that within the Stick of Truth there is more to it. And don't get me wrong, I know that within this they are trying to do like a Lord of the Rings type fantasy thing. I've never ever been a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and I do know that the Fractured Butthole is more geared around the Coon and Friends superhero sort of thing, for when they first brought all their I mean, look at this, this is Thor's hammer, brilliant, from when they first brought all those little ninja weapons, where it all stemmed from within South Park. And Butters ended up getting a ninja star to the eye because of Kenny, which was absolutely hilarious. And they had to dress him as a dog and everything. It was just so funny. And that little red thing that red blob's doing is classed as their special attack. So if you do play this and you do see an enemy getting charged up very red like that, be very, very afraid, because they are going to do a special move or a special attack, and as you can see, he replicated himself so he could draw extra life, but I think he actually put his life down by a third as well, so it's a bit of a swing and roundabout sort of thing, isn't it, that? So if you've got 9,000 health, split yourself into 3, you've just got, what, 3,000 each. Granted, there's more of you to kill, but it's easier to kill you, which can be quite handy at times, I'll tell you that. And especially with AC's life drain, because it just sucks it out of them. But Butter's special move with Chaos is a sort of Hadouken Chaos Blast sort of thing, and god damn it, he's powerful and effective. I've got to say, I have got to spend a bit more time, I think, really playing with the other characters as well. I mean, I don't think until I played at all with Carmen or Stan, apart from where I had to within the end battles. Kyle, yeah, you do have to sort of play with him as well later on. But yeah, look at this, trying to get a fart right. You get grousing out people, which is weird as hell, but again, entertaining. And if you do like South Park, it's your sort of humour, which again does get dry after a bit, I do hate to say, but it's the nature of the beast, innit? Everything within gaming can be and is repetitive after a bit. I mean, crikey, I'll play a hell of a lot of Call of Duty, and even that does get super duper repetitive after a bit. Even now, you can play 1,000,001 games and it's always different, but what can I say? So out of 10, I would say I'd definitely give this a solid 7, but we'll leave that till next time. Don't forget, people, like, share and subscribe, and click the links in below for the competition. We'll see you soon. Much love.